The people of Israel continued their journey through the Moabite plains, their sheer presence casting a shadow of fear over the surrounding kingdoms. Balak, the king of Moab, saw this vast marching nation and was terrified. He dared not attack directly. Instead, he chose a weapon more ancient and spiritual: the curse. Balak sent messengers laden with treasure to the most famous prophet of the region, a man named Balaam, renowned even among the Israelites for the terrifying effectiveness of his words. If Balaam blessed, the people prospered. If he cursed, they were doomed. Balak's command was simple: "Come now, curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land." Balaam, a man who clearly heard the voice of God, consulted the divine. The answer was immediate and absolute: "You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed." Balaam refused the initial offer, but Balak was persistent. He sent princes of higher rank, with a promise of even greater wealth and honor. Balaam, already wealthy, began to waver. He loved the sound of his own prophetic voice, and he loved the sound of gold. He asked God a second time, not for clarity, but for permission to profit. This time, God's answer was chillingly complex. "Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you shall you speak." It was a reluctant permission, given to expose the greed already growing in Balaam's heart. Balaam saddled his donkey in the morning and rode out, accompanied by the Moabite princes. He was riding toward profit, his mind already formulating the words he would eventually be forced to speak. But the wrath of God was already in the path. The Lord's messenger, an angel with a drawn sword, stood silently in the narrow road, visible to the donkey, but utterly unseen by the celebrated prophet. The donkey shied, turning off the road into a field. Balaam beat her mercilessly and forced her back. The angel moved to a place where the road ran between two walls. The donkey saw the angel, pressed herself against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot. Again, Balaam beat her. Finally, the angel moved to a place so narrow there was no room to pass. The donkey, knowing death was certain, simply lay down underneath Balaam. Balaam's rage boiled over. He beat the donkey a third time with his staff. And then the impossible happened. The Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she spoke. "What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times?" Balaam, in his fury, did not pause to question the miracle of a talking beast. He simply answered the animal, yelling, "Because you have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you now." The donkey replied, "Am I not your donkey, on which you have ridden all your life long? Did I ever do such a thing before?" It was only then, after being confronted by a talking beast he had owned his entire life, that the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam. He saw the angel of the Lord standing there, sword drawn. The angel asked, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out to oppose you, because your way is perverse before me." Balaam, finally seeing the reality that his animal had perceived all along, fell on his face in terror. Let's pause. Let's look at the core lesson of this absurd, crucial story. Balaam was an esteemed prophet, a visionary who could see the future and hear God's voice clearly. Yet in this moment, he was profoundly blind. His spiritual arrogance and his greed for wealth, the profit motive, had clouded his perception. The only thing that stood between him and a death blow from the angel was the vision and the humility of the lowliest creature he owned. The donkey was the true, clear-sighted messenger. It was listening, seeing, and responding to the unseen truth. Balaam was just riding a comfortable routine toward destruction.
The greatest barrier to seeing the divine isn't ignorance, it's arrogance. Your clearest warning may come from the voice you are most tempted to dismiss. This scroll is a profound warning against prophetic blindness. Balaam was so focused on the grandeur of the bribe and the importance of his mission, his ego, that he failed to notice the dramatic, life-saving signs right under him. The warning echoes later in the scriptures. In 2 Peter 2, Balaam is referenced as the ultimate example of a false prophet whose love of money caused him to go astray, and whose madness was rebuked by the unreasoning animal. The New Testament writers use him to warn leaders against the pervasive corruption of greed. In Jude, Balaam's error is cited as a perpetual warning against those who, for pay, rushed headlong into Balaam's error, those who trade their prophetic clarity for temporal profit. The core lesson is this: vision without humility is dangerous blindness. The angel did not reveal itself to Balaam first, it revealed the danger to the donkey. God chose the simplest, lowliest voice to save the proudest man. If you've ever been too proud to listen to criticism from below, this scroll is for you. If you've ever let the promise of wealth cloud your ethical judgment, this scroll is for you. If you've ever missed the clear warning signs because you were too focused on the routine of your destination, this scroll is for you. Balaam was saved not by his own insight, but by the sight and simple obedience of his donkey. He learned that the truth can sometimes speak loudest through the most unexpected mouth. The angel's sword was not for the donkey, it was for the one too blind to stop. The path to truth is often paved with humility. The clear voice of God sometimes comes from the one you least expect to hear. This scroll is for you.